right, so I saw that a lot of y'all have been liking the how to make beats on BandLab video that I made like a month ago. So here is another version of that. I wanted to show y'all some more tricks that I know. So I made a beat last night for this very tutorial, and I had it filmed and everything, but it got deleted. So I'm gonna just show y'all what I did. So every genre always has a kick drum for the most part. Hip hop, pop, R&B. So this is what we're gonna start off with. We're gonna start off with a kick. I used the harder set from that other tutorial that I made. Shout out to Prince KJ because he actually made that drum kit. And Prince KJ makes music, so you can, subscribe to him. And he's also going to be making tutorials in BandLab soon as well. So shout out to him. But this is the drum pattern I made. So and basically I just went into the MIDI editor and I just placed it down on like the metronome strikes. And I have a 160 type beat, so it's pretty simple. As long as you stay in tempo, you can do whatever you want. You can add a lot of stuff. Next thing is normally hi-hats. So I have these hi-hats that I have right here that I already made. I'm gonna show y'all real quick what they sound like. And the way I made them is I put each hi-hat every 2 beats. So, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Like, every 2 you can drop them. And then I added rolls. I would add one in the middle. It's pretty simple. So, here's what the kicks. And that's pretty simple. Then I added snares. So here is the snares right here. And I put the snares like so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put the first snare 5 beats, and then I waited. And once I put the first snare on 5 beats, I literally just copied it over. Like I copied this whole thing, like pretty much dragged and dropped it over. And I did that for all 4. And then I just added like a double one right here. So pretty simple. Then we got into the bass. So I picked the key, I picked E, and then what I showed, and what I'm going to show y'all, is this thing on the piano roll, or actually just the piano in general. Because I picked E, it's showing me all the notes that I can play that are in E. So this. So all those notes are in E, and you won't mess up if you play those notes, or if you go to the MIDI editor and you drop them down. So I made a simple bass line. So like with the drums. So that's what we got there. Then I wanted to add a little melody with piano. So what I did was I pressed the add track button, I pressed virtual instrument, and I went to the piano. And all I did was make sure that I was pressing notes that were in key that sounded good to me. There's not really a tutorial on how to making your stuff sound good. As long as you're in key, it should sound good. It should sound good to your ears. So I laid this down. So it's pretty simple. Then I showed another feature. This is called smart chords. And I did that for the violin that I added. So here's the violin. There's this thing called smart chords. If you go to instrument on the bottom left and you press turn on and you go here, you can change the complexity and the spread and the strum. I normally like to make it very simple, and it makes it where when I press a note, it makes a chord. So, I can play around. And actually, because I want to do something different, you're going to watch me freestyle something better than what I did last night. Yep. And then what I taught was once you have something nice, you command A, and then you press quantize, so it makes everything on beat. This one did not though. So what I have to do is drag everything to the line so it's just on beat. So let me do that real quick. And making beats are pretty simple. It's just about having a good sound selection and make sure that you're on key. And with a lot of the smart options that BandLab has, that is not really hard to do anymore. You don't really have to have music theory knowledge to be able to make good beats. And that's excluding the sounds and the samples that they already have. This is just making stuff from scratch. But there are a bunch of samples that BandLab already has on BandLab sounds that you can use if you don't want to make up your own stuff. But I like making my own things. It makes me have a lot more control. So this is what we got right here. And then I was feeling a little saucy, so I added some I added some flutes right here. And then you want to just level things out, you know, so things are not too loud. So you just want to level them out, make it where you want your hi-hats to not be as loud. You want your kicks to be pretty predominant, especially if it's hip hop. And that's the basics of making a beat. But there is one more step that you have to do. You can't just have it, you know, play that every single time. So we're gonna arrange it. Arranging is you normally have a chorus or an intro first, and then you'll have a verse, maybe a bridge, then the chorus again, then verse. We're gonna have a intro real quick. I think the strings are really nice, so we're gonna have like 8 bars of the string start. So it's gonna start off like this. And then we're gonna have, that's just gonna be the intro, and we're gonna go straight into the verse. Yeah. And then like pretty much you would just copy and paste it, take some instruments out, add more instruments, sound effects, things like that. But that is the basics, you know? Kick, you know, snare, hi-hats, melody, bass, maybe some chords. It's pretty simple like that. Like I said, when you pick a key, it makes sure that you stay in key. Like look at this. Like I picked E, and these are, you know, all notes I can press. Like, it's very simple. It makes it where you don't have to really think about it too much. And that's why I like, you know, recording and playing it myself. Like I said, you can go to the MIDI editor, and you can put it out. I don't know if they show the smart keys on it. Oh no, yeah, they do. You can put smart view on. And look, smart view makes sure every note I know is in E. Like every note that I press is gonna be in E. So it's very useful, you know? So yeah. So I'm gonna play the rest of the beat for y'all. That's the end of the video. I'm gonna be dropping a lot more videos in the future. I see y'all comments. There's a lot coming. There's a lot in my head. So just stay tuned for that. But I hope y'all have a good day. And peace.